And we are back, GMAC and Winnie, coming at you with another edition of the Outlaw Blitz podcast. Big fella, let's get dangerous.
I love it. I was recently singing that at work to Burke.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, because he's big Scotty. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
I want to say this officially because I didn't last time, but live from the Lush 24 Cross Studios here at 32 Partition in Sorties, New York.
LL20, baby.
There we are.
Yeah, last time we kind of touched on it a little bit. We're a little fresher this week, I would believe.
Yep.
I think we figured out the camera issue.
Yeah, definitely. I can tell.
The angle is much better. Yeah. It's like an off-white, so when you're shooting into it, like we always had the black background.
You're yellow.
This way, it was kind of like, it kind of gave us like a yellow overtone, where this week you can clearly, I can clearly see already it's clear.
Good.
Much clearer, much cleaner, a lot better look. Yeah. There's some new additions in here already.
Yeah, if our fans on social media can go to the Outlaw Blitz Instagram page and I think the Facebook page.
Our Facebook page doesn't have everything,
but the Instagram
for
does.
Sure. Yeah.
New rug. Obviously, everything is hanging. We have one huge addition.
It's here. It's over here.
To Charles Jacuzzi.
Yeah.
It's outstanding. It's beautiful.
It's amazing. Actually, just talk for a second. I'll pick it up and show it to the camera.
Okay, cool. Charlie is a buddy of ours. He is a Marine vet who started doing this on the side a couple of years ago.
During COVID, I think.
Yeah, and if anybody knows Charlie knows that he is meticulous in all aspects of his life.
I'm trying to do it, so.
He made this for us. It is phenomenal. I mean, the craftsmanship is top notch. So
yeah, it is awesome.
A huge thank you to our buddy Charlie.
And
he's a Giants fan. I mean, everybody's got a flaw.
Yeah, they do.
Other than that, he's great. Known his wife as long as I've known.
Longer than him.
Yeah. I've known her longer than he's known her for sure.
Yeah. So we had a conversation about like what it would look like, how I wanted it. And I said, Charlie, just use your best judgment.
Right.
Like at one point we were talking about maybe having a red line and then putting he wasn't sure, maybe putting the Outlaw Blitz on one of the lines.
Gotcha.
On one of the stripes of the flag. That thing came out sweet.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That thing came out so sweet.
No.
Now it makes me want to have cornhole boards.
Yeah.
All black.
And he does them as well.
With our logo bigger.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Lots of compliments from everybody that's seen our social media pages on the studio. A lot of congratulations. Feeling the love, man. Definitely feeling the love.
Yeah, and we've been here a lot more.
Right. I mean, it's nice. I'm happy for you. It's out of your apartment.
Right.
You've got your apartment back. You've got a place to come to. We have a place to come to.
Right.
And starting in May, I'm formulating a lot of stuff right now in my mind. It's really
I mean, we got a logo. You got a name of a show. Right. So you've been doing the right things.
And the shows are coming together in my mind, which is, it's going to be it's going to be weird being a one-person show because I'm not bouncing things off of, so I got to keep it moving. But being able to just tell my story is going to be a lot.
Right. Now, I didn't approach this with you off the air, but I'll approach with you now. At any point, you could tell me, no, you just want to do it yourself, or I'll just come and be a producer. I don't want to be a part of it.
Right.
But I don't want you to be here where you have to run 100 things at once.
Right.
Because I know how hard it is when you're trying to talk, convey your point, especially if there's nobody on the other side of the microphone.
Yeah. even
though you're quote unquote talking to everybody, not to me.
Yeah.
If you're talking to me and I'm just sitting, I'm strictly just operating.
Right.
I don't need a mic on. I will gladly help you anytime with that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's going to be a learning curve. I know it's...
Because it's hard. You get in here, now you're trying to pick up your pacing,
right,
your timing.
Right.
Now you got to tell a story. Is it fast? Is it slow? You're the only person, so how would you know?
Right. Yeah, no, it's going to be work in progress, and I've had UGS reach out with a potential guest, hopefully. Start. Jay Washman is looking to hop on.
Right.
And I think the cool thing, timing-wise, is I'm gonna get. Hopefully, I like to get 2 episodes out before I go to Memphis,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll have a trip to recap. But it's kind of like it's leading up to what is like my trip to Mecca, my journey
Right.
to get there, and have a way to chronicle it and
Well, your journey to
talk
get
about
there
it.
at this point is about 30 years old.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is 30 years.
You know what I mean? So you can't capture that in like, hey, I'm going next week, and that's just it.
Right.
No, it started at a very particular time.
Absolutely.
Somebody said something to you. Hey, try this.
Yep.
I'll give you a little illegal touch that he shouldn't have gave you. And then from there, it got you through a rough part of your life, and then it took on its own meaning and its own legs,
Right.
and then it's been part of your life since.
Yeah. So true.
One thing I think you're going to have an advantage of is the music, right? Like what it does for people. So like, I think you potentially could have older people come on and what it meant to them.
Yeah. I mean, oh man.
You know what I mean? If you might have somebody like in their 70s come on.
I have an idea, and I would love to get him in studio, and I'd love to get him in studio for our show for the Blitz as well. Is Bobby Goff?
Yeah.
Bob saw Elvis live at the Astrodome.
Oh,
in
right.
the 70s.
Yeah. Yep.
I was a big fan. A guest I would have loved to have. He's passed on. Don Dabrowski.
Was he a big fan?
Monster Elvis fan.
I'll have to reach out to my sister because her friend I own is a huge Elvis fan. And her husband's a rock star.
Really?
Yeah, it's Marshall Crenshaw's her husband.
Okay.
But she would wear blue suede shoes every year on Elvis's birthday.
That's cool.
So you know what I mean, like something like that.
Yeah.
Someone to come in and talk about that with you.
Yeah,
or maybe live in Marshall.
For 22 years at our job, I've always taken off his birthday.
Yeah.
Every year.
Right. So whatever, you know what I mean? Like
you're
going to have that advantage because there's people that feel that way,
right?
The same as you.
Yeah. It's a huge base. It really is.
It is. So I mean, that's coming down the line.
Yeah.
That's got to be exciting. You're getting ready for that.
Yeah.
BGS, he got his logo kind of kicked in. He knows what he wants to talk about. He's been at home with the microphone practicing. I said, dude, the first week I just tried doing some dry runs, I sounded like fucking William Shatner.
Right.
There's some other way. Like my pacing was all off. I said, until you relax and find your voice,
right,
it's going to be a little crazy. So, yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of big things happening here in a short amount of time.
Yeah, definitely.
And then on top of that, we have a lot to kind of filter through. There's a couple people that have some books out that I want to get on this podcast now.
Well, that's another thing I want to touch on. Well, and I want to talk off air. We got to look through. We have, for the first time, we were struggling. Like, where do we get guests? Where do we get guests? Where do we get guests? Found this great group on Facebook.
Right.
And one post gave us a plethora
of
opportunities.
50 chances. So
it's nice. We're going to sit down and look through and hopefully get some scheduled. And that's going to take us into
that's
June.
The biggest thing. We're going to have to start plotting them out.
Right. And then we're planning on hopefully getting Jeff Leeson back on before his show.
Yeah, that's June 14th.
Yeah.
So we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
On big news, Summer is in England now.
Thank God.
Yeah, she's in. She drove around today. I said, is it flat there? She goes, yeah, they might have like little rolling hills, but it's pretty flat. The weather's decent, but they're definitely getting off-post housing, which means no AC.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do AC over there.
At all?
I guess not. Like, not really.
I guess I'm not going there this summer.
I'm like, you got to find something on Amazon. I'll send it to your house. I cannot.
For real?
I can't sleep like that.
No.
So,
the little, they got popular.
They got like window ones or something.
Not even the window ones, the desktop ones where you add the water.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, they're probably around $70, but they say they drop the temperature in a room of 15 degrees. So.
Yeah, that's all I need. Blow that thing right on me while I sleep.
That's it.
I went and saw the movie Air. You did not see it.
No,
yet.
I'm dying to.
Good.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. The one not drawback, but you know what happens.
Of course.
So it's like, like you're getting to The end's already known.
Right. Now, which one was Phil Knight? Which one was
Sonny
Sonny
Vaccaro
Vaccaro, yeah.
was Matt Damon.
Was Matt Damon.
And Phil Knight was
Ben Affleck,
the owner of Nike.
Yep.
And they made fun of like how he wears these purple. He goes, I got so many goddamn purple jogging suits to highlight his nuts. Because Nike was $1 billion company back then,
right?
But $900 million was in running shoes like Prefontaine shit.
Yes, when they started the waffle iron with the
rubber. The entire basketball division's budget was $250,000
to start.
Their entire budget, period. They wanted to sign 3 athletes for $250,000. 3, not $250 each.
Just $250.
$250 for 3 athletes to be the Nike.
And blow the whole nut on Michael.
And that was the idea. Was like, listen, if you're gonna make something
the best,
like if you're and their argument was valid at the time. He's like, basketball's the future, and he's like, we're running the NBA finals on tape delay.
Yeah, think about that. It wasn't what it is now.
Right.
One thing I did notice this weekend, a lot of new I don't know if it's coinciding. I'm sure there's something in the works with it.
Yep.
Nike dropped a bunch of new Jordans, and over the next month, there's a lot more coming out. One, I don't know if it's a new release particularly, or because they own Converse as well. Jordan wore Converse before he wore Nike.
Well, for the University of North Carolina.
Yes.
They had to because it was a team shoe. And he wore Adidas all during practice. That's what he wanted. And the big draw for Adidas was the tracksuits.
Yeah.
And Run DMC had the videos with it.
Yeah.
And that was what all the kids were wearing at the time.
So Jordan revolutionized.
And it wasn't really Jordan. It was Jordan's mom who had the whole, like, if my son is going to wear this, it's going to be, so you'll have to watch. I don't want to give away any of that stuff, but they were like under the impression like, what's the most we've ever sold? $3 million worth of sneakers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they didn't realize how much of an impact he had.
Do they go into the band sneakers?
The band.
So I forget which ones it was. I don't think it were the Breads, which were the black with the red toe. I think it was the red with the black toe. The NBA banned the shoe. So if Jordan wore it, he got fined.
Oh, so that was in general. You could only have, your shoe had to be so much white.
Right.
And so much color.
And they had none. They were black and red.
Well, and even the first set, the very first ones that were red and white with the black swoosh.
Yeah.
How they did that, and Phil Knight didn't know, and he walks into the meeting and finds out, is Nike said, it's fine. We're going to make them this way because every other shoe looked either just a little bit of red and a little bit of white.
Right.
And this is what made them look different. They said, we'll pay the fine every game.
That's awesome.
And he didn't know. He's like, you're going to what? $5,000 a night, 80 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a chunk, but I would say at the end of the day, it all worked out.
Yeah. So It was a very good movie. I had a good time with somebody special. Things are rolling. I'm getting slimmer.
Nice.
It's all them late nights.
Yeah. Listen, buddy, it's good. I'm happy for you. It's nice to see a smile on your face.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. You ready to get in the top 5?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. This week's top 5 worst things about warmer weather.
Mm-hmm. We actually touched on it. It's in my list. I'll start it off. Number 5, allergies. Yeah,
well, it's higher on my list, but it's on my list.
They suck.
They do suck.
It does not matter.
I usually get them in the fall.
I get them worse in the fall as well.
But this year.
And the pollen is terrible. What is the stuff in the grass that kicks up too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it can wreak havoc. I mean, both of my boys, when they were younger, dealt with it. They took a lot of Claritin back in the day.
Oh, yeah, Claritin D.
That's right. But allergies, I watch people suffer on a day-in, day-out basis with that.
Everybody's always like, hey, the weather's getting warmer. It's so great. Well, then there's some other stuff.
Sniffles.
Sometimes people don't like the warm. Not that I don't like warmer weather, but there's some things that suck with it.
Yep.
My number 5, humidity. It is not a fat guy's friend.
No, it's a fat guy's enemy.
It is.
Now, when they say, oh, like Arizona, it's a dry heat, there is something to that. I've been places where it was a 90-degree day, but it wasn't a drop of humidity in the air. Is it hot? It's hot. But you're not sticky. You're not.
No, but I've been
dying.
in 85 where it's been so muggy
Right.
that it feels like 107
Yeah,
in a
absolutely.
rainforest. You know?
Disgusting.
Yep.
Number 4, you just commented on it with England sleeping.
Yeah.
Until that temperature levels out at night when it's going to stay warm, there are some restless nights. Until the AC can go in the window for good, there are some restless nights.
Yep.
Tossing and turning.
It's getting close, dude. I'm starting to get close to putting mine in.
It's I made it to the second week of May last year.
It might be this Friday because I'm going to get a new one for my bedroom this year.
Nice.
So it may be this Friday.
Sooner the better.
Yeah. Yep. Which I like. I like having window days, but if it gets muggy during the day, it never cools off enough at night to like make you comfortable.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. If it's where our room is in the house, we get morning sun and evening shade, so the room will cool down.
Right.
But there's only one window, so it can only cool down so much.
Right, because you don't have something to pass all the way through.
Exactly.
Yeah. My number 4, mud/soft grass.
Ugh.
You're like, oh, it looks dry. It hasn't rained. And you take 3 steps and your sneakers are covered.
Yeah, sneakerhead.
All the way up over the soles.
Sneakerhead's a nightmare.
Yep.
Brutal. You could be at a golf course and go up to your knee.
Yeah. Yes, Zach can.
Yes, you can. Totally agree. Where we at?
3. Yep.
Frequent clothing changes.
Yeah.
I sweat through shirts, man. Big guy sweat.
Yep.
And I hate to stink, so it's iron one, throw it on, have a second one in the car ready to change.
You and the iron, bro. Can you just get a fucking steamer?
I'll have one. Carly got a commercial one off of, I think, Marketplace.
You can do like 10 shirts in the time it takes you to iron.
Yeah, because I'm super meticulous with the ironing.
Yeah.
Yeah, super bitchy. Yeah, they're definitely.
My number 3, more traffic. People start coming out. I'm sure you noticed it just coming up here.
It is. Yeah, it's tough.
There's so many more people out just taking. You got motorcycles. You got people just out cruising now because the weather's nice, which is great for our podcast because you've been listening. But you definitely see an uptick in traffic when the weather gets warmer. And
Saugerties being a tourist town now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we're getting to that season for sure.
What is nice about here, though, we could leave the cars here and go walk for a slice of pizza or hot dogs or whatever.
Well, I'm wondering how many assholes are going to try to park in our parking lot when it says throwaway zone for us only. So, we'll see. We will find out. Number 2, bugs.
I'm one higher with that. But my number 2 is... So let's do 2 for 1. My number 2 is allergies, which you talked about.
Right.
Yeah, the sneezing, the carrying on, the runny nose,
eyes.
Your eyes always blurry. That sucks. That's my number 2. My number 1 is bugs. Yeah. I haven't seen them prick bastards since November.
Right.
And now here they are. And gnats.
Fucking horseflies.
Yeah, just that kind of stuff. The warmer weather brings them out.
My number 1, swamp ass.
Which
it goes in the sweating.
It still amazes me because the amount of powder you use, I don't believe there's any way you could have swamp ass. And if you did, I think it would be like flat powder pancakes coming out of your shorts.
You know what it ends up being? It's the sweat running down your back,
into
down the crack of your ass, and it's like motherfucker. But yeah, it's just that, and that comes with the humidity, the uncomfortableness of that. One thing I definitely miss is my dad's pool. Yeah, it was nice
because when it's nice and warm, and you just kind of cool off enough,
right? And it was
floating around, hanging out.
Yeah, you got out of the pool, and for 3 or 4 hours after swimming, you were cool. Your body temperature dropped a bit, you were good. Yeah, no, that's good. But with the warm weather, does come drawbacks. But I think the good still outweighs the bad. It's supposed to be like 87 on Friday. Are you shitting me? No, I'm serious. Oh, the AC's going in. Oh, it's got to go in because it's going to be... I'm an upstairs spot. I am too. So it's going to be just brutal up there. The fuck? Yep. That's crazy. 81 Thursday, 87 Friday. That's wild. Allegedly, and then getting cooler again. No, sir. No, sir. I know. Oh, man. Say what now? Right. Yeah. AC when? Yeah.
So that was our top 5 this week. Top
Yes, sir.
5 worst
Worst.
things about the weather getting warmer.
Correct.
What are some of your top 5 worst things?
Yeah.
I know swamp ass is on a couple people's list.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's worse than like you go out to golf and by like hole 2 you got swamp ass because it's so muggy.
Right.
You got 16 more to go.
You just give up at that point.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
You just gotta. That's
You're sweated out.
It's what do you put a thong on under your boxers to keep the moisture in there?
Yeah. Well, that and you keep all of a sudden you go to saddle up to the golf ball and you realize your left testicle is touching the top of your kneecap because your fucking sack skin is now crepe paper thin.
Oh Jesus,
It's awful.
That is terrible. All right, let's move right along to. All right.
We are 2 idiots.
We are 2 idiots. 5 crazy questions, sponsored by Scalable Computers, presented by GMAC this week.
All right.
Number 1, what's the most trouble you've gotten into with your parents?
Oh man. Well, it wasn't with my parents. Yeah.
Was it somebody else's parents?
Yeah, Christina's parents weren't too fun when she found out she was pregnant at 18. That was some troublesome stuff.
Yeah.
Things turned out okay. But as far as my parents, it's weird. My mom was not in any way disciplinarian. My dad.
I imagine handsome laying the
My
hammer.
dad, on the other hand,
was a little heavy-handed with the disciplinary.
there were some dark times. Real dark.
Well, like, what's the worst thing you did? You stayed out too late. You crashed a car.
It didn't matter.
You stole something.
There
What
could be
happened?
times where I fucking got an 84 in a test.
Oh,
And I get your ass
and it was your turn.
I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Honestly, the worst.
You look to the bench and there's nobody. You're like,
Right.
oh, it's just me.
The worst thing I ever did, looking back on it, is it was fucked up. So I had a babysitter in Berkeley Heights, and I stopped going there probably, I don't know, maybe 2nd or 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And then I started going to my grandparents after work because it was a couple houses down.
You mean school?
Or what did I say, work?
Work.
Yeah, school. And that's because we moved to Berkeley Heights at that point. Well, we moved to that section of Berkeley Heights at that point. So I was out bike riding one day, and I rode my bike back into, oh shit, I can't remember the street. You know the street Charlie's on.
Yeah,
There's like a dead end court back there, the cul-de-sac,
Mhm.
and that's where the babysitter was. So I drove back there, saw a couple of the kids that were out, and then this one kid I didn't really care for said something. He took off running. So now I'm on my bike and I'm pedaling. And I catch up to him and I run him the fuck over with my bike. And I freak the fuck out and just pedal and go home. Go in, put the bike in the garage, go in, turn the fuck TV on and sit in the chair. Like, oh my God. It was like Step Brothers. Go, why are you sweating? I was watching Cops. Like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for something bad to happen. And 5 minutes later, the babysitter shows up with the kid crying, all scraped the fuck up.
I was sitting here watching cartoons.
Yeah. So I didn't really get into too much trouble for that. But I'm sure I was scared that I was going to get into a lot of trouble for that.
Yeah.
So that'd probably be it, I guess.
All right. Number 2. Do you see yourself changing career paths? And if so, what would be the thing that could take you away from your current career into a new career right now?
This.
You have this?
Yeah. If we broke big and got an offer for 24 Cross to get scooped up by a major corporation and we got the opportunity to do
You
it.
have to go.
You have to go.
You have to. You only live once. You don't know when opportunities are coming
Right.
again. You got to go.
Right.
I agree. I think that's logical.
Yeah.
I mean,
Second,
some kind of collegiate football thing would probably be the other one.
secondly, for me will be, honestly, in 3 years.
No, I know.
That's just
yeah.
going to be a legit one. And what do I see
Right.
myself doing? Like I said, hopefully this takes off and we will be doing this. And I think we will anyway. But if it was just a regular job, you know me, I'll have a pension check and I'll be slinging cell phones or electronics or
Yeah,
something
just something.
some mindless shit that I actually enjoy to do.
Right. Yep. Yeah, you're kind of a techie guy.
Yeah,
All right, number 3. Would you rather be stuck in Jurassic Park or Jumanji?
motherfucker.
Can't say neither.
Jurassic Park.
Can't you get out of Jumanji though?
I don't care. There's snakes in Jumanji.
I'm sure there's snakes in Jurassic
I
Park.
don't
of
know. I
some
just saw
sort.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, maybe dinosaurs ate snakes. So
They could have. I never saw one in the movie though. So I'm going to Jurassic Park.
Okay. Number 4. Would you rather be reincarnated as a woman or as a lion?
A woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you would. You kind of. We've always talked. You're kind of like the, 1950s woman,
I like shopping. I like old music. I like to cook. And I would.
and you like to iron.
I love to iron, and I play what fits inside me. So
You got to get me coughing, bro. I thought it was good. You got to get me coughing. You would play that.
I would
Oh,
totally.
yeah. And after one day, you'd be like, "Holy shit, I'm good."
All right, I want to be lying now.
Yeah. Too late. All right, and number 5. What do you think people say about you? The nicest and the worst.
Oh, I got to be an asshole to somebody.
Oh, even if you're not, somebody thinks you
Right,
are.
right. The nicest. I don't know.
I hear you smell good a lot, which is big when you're a heavy guy.
Right.
They're like, he never smells bad. He's always clean.
Yeah, always.
That's a very nice thing for people to say.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying like you're dirty. I'm just saying like
right. That and I guess that I'm an outwardly friendly person. I mean, I can converse with anybody.
Yeah,
that's always been like a strong suit. So just like the whole the I'm a nice guy, but I'm a nice guy. No,
yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
that's Sal.
I try to be nice to everybody. Unless you're giving me a reason to not be
Right.
You're gonna get what I got.
No, I could say that. I think you generally are a pleasant person. You like if people like you.
I am a people pleaser.
Yeah. There's other times where you got to be more. Fuck that person. Who cares if they don't like you?
Yeah, I've gotten better at that. It's taken time, and honestly, it took 20 years of youth football.
Yeah,
to really be
because you'll never make everybody happy.
Right. As soon as you learn that, can accept that and deal with it, and it's not your problem.
Right.
You're fine.
Yep.
So,
not bad. Not bad. There's my 5 crazy for the week.
All right.
Do you want to do your new segment first? Or you want me to do my new segment first?
You can go ahead.
All right. New segment I came up for this week is called Outlaw Red Flags.
Okay.
All right. And you'll get the gist of it right off the bat. All right.
Okay.
This is if we're talking to anybody,
right.
We're going to say, if this happens, then this is the answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1, if a man tucks his ears into his hat, he is full of shit, and all things he says shall be deemed untrustworthy.
Oh, completely. 100%. Red flag.
Yeah. Red flag.
Total fucking red flag.
He tucks his ears into his hat. He's a jerk off.
Yes.
And everything he says is considered a lie, and he's untrustworthy. Walk away ASAP. Immediately. Yep. Can't trust that guy.
Nope.
His ears are tucked to his hat.
Yes. Funny story. We're speaking of people who did that, and Richie Wright, who's a weekly listener, said, yeah, he goes, I think I did that when I was a kid. My dad said, you don't wear your fucking hat like this. You wear like this, stop looking like an asshole. And he took his hat off and put it back on his head.
Yeah.
And that was it. Never did it again.
Never tuck your ears in again.
Right.
Jerk off. Number 2, if a woman has less than 4 pillows on her bed, vacate the premises immediately because she's a psycho and will most likely kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, that's like Norman Bates-ish.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine going in to you're making out with a chick, you go into her room and she's got like 2 pillows on her bed?
No.
Something's wrong. If there's not more, 4 is the minimum.
4 minimum.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm figuring 6 or 7.
But if there's less than 4,
right,
you're a psycho.
Right.
And you're going to kill somebody.
Right. Like you should have, at the minimum, you have 2 under the bedspread, and then 2 decorative shams on top, and then throw pillows.
Right.
If you don't have that and it looks like a fucking hotel room, you've got bodies somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
or it's going to be your body.
It might be your body. Yeah.
Number 3, if a single man has a cat, he is either gay or a villain, and you should vacate the area immediately if you're a woman.
Oh my God, that's funny. Listen, I have cats. I have 2. I love them both.
You also have a wife.
But I have a wife. And if I didn't have a wife, I wouldn't have a cat. I
Right.
can tell you that. I have a dog, but I wouldn't have a cat.
Okay. Number 4, if she always uses the term narcissist to describe every man in her life prior to you,
oh, she's totally got a complex.
She's a full bag of emotional damage and never at fault, and you need to immediately end the relationship.
Father's probably in prison too.
Yeah.
Or dead.
Or dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Because you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
You're immediately Lex Luger. The narcissist. No.
Yep. And number 5, and I stand by this one. If you talk to someone and they can spell gonorrhea correctly on the first try, definitely do not sleep with them, because nobody can spell gonorrhea correctly on the first try unless you have it.
I think I can, but I've never had it.
I wouldn't believe you if you said you could.
Pull it up.
I got it. Go ahead.
GHO.
You're already wrong.
Am I?
Yep.
Okay, good. I never had it, so all right, very good. Perfect. That's awesome. Any STD, I think.
Yeah.
Herpes?
If you say gonosyphilis, I'm like,
right, I'm out of here. Done. Yeah. That's a death sentence right there.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
That's a cool
one. They
are
all red flags for sure.
Yeah. We'll call that the Outlaw Blitz red flags. And that'll filter in periodically.
Yep. Absolutely.
Along with Dirtbag and some of the other good segments.
Yes. All right. So this was sparked off a conversation from yesterday, I believe. Or 2 days ago on the phone. Yeah. After I was doing laundry.
And it was accurate.
It was super accurate.
It'll get more accurate. You'll understand.
Stereotypes not meant to be racist, sexist, anything like that. This is just clearly observations that I think are fucking hysterical.
Or that people
and I've seen, so it's not like I'm making.
Or you've been part of.
Been part of. A lot of it have been part of.
Yep.
Number 1, Suavitel is the world choice of detergent for the Spanish-speaking world.
100% facts. If you go to the laundromat enough,
yes,
every Latino person comes in with Suavitel,
and it's usually the powder form too.
It is.
It's always a bag of powder.
And yeah, it is 100%.
I don't know where to buy it though.
No, I only remember it in like a yellow bottle. I don't know.
Right, they must be in like the Spanish stores.
Yeah, because I've only seen it in a bottle, not a box.
No, me neither. Number 2, Tutta Rosso, the only canned tomato according to Italian Americans.
And if you don't have this, it ain't worth a shit, and it was never worth
absolutely.
in the first place.
You're slumming it. You're cooking with shit. This is garbage tomatoes. What are you doing?
Yep.
Got to be in the green with the green label.
Yep.
The San Marzanos. I would get cursed out if I brought home fucking what was the blue label soup, like ronzoni or some shit. Yeah, no, bad. Number 3, Hellman's mayonnaise is the only mayo in the world except in the southeast U.S. where it's either Duke's or Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
And Miracle Whip is fucking God's creation to fuck with people.
Yeah, Duke's is not bad, but Hellman's is
the mayo. Yeah. And Miracle Whip is shit.
Miracle Whip is junk. It's too sweet.
It says right on the jar, it's salad dressing.
Yeah.
Did you ever try it on lettuce? Because it's fucking awful.
No. I think salad, like maybe tuna salad.
Maybe, but sweet
macaroni salad. But like macaroni salad. Ugh. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's got to be something.
It's got to be. Like where I think Hellman's is more like a fucking everything.
Yeah.
You know, a sandwich, whatever.
I'm never trying it, I'll tell you that much.
No.
That shit is awful.
Nope.
Number 4, baby boomers. They always use whisk to clean their dungarees.
That's what my dad called every pair of jeans ever invented, dungarees.
Dungarees, yeah. Yep. And whisk hasn't been sold in grocery stores for 20 years.
Yeah.
But every detergent's whisk.
Yep.
Number 5, according to the Italian Americans, shaker cheese, like the Kraft in the plastic, is merely for fucking rednecks and hillbillies. That ain't real cheese.
Nope, you got to buy the wedge, and you got to
shave it off yourself, or it's already done at the deli, and it comes in a little clear plastic container with a snap-on lid.
Yep.
You're a heathen if you buy that shit.
If you buy the other cheese, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking redneck hill jack are you?
Yeah, exactly. You're not Italian. Let's see. In number 6, my last one, New Yorkers. This is true. Pizza everywhere else sucks.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Dave Portnoy would disagree with you because he said there's good pizza everywhere. That was the whole idea.
Right.
But every pizza everywhere that is a New York style pizza. They try to mimic New York.
Right.
Because like Chicago deep dish stuff, it's not for me.
No, it's good, but it's like a slice,
It's
and you're
good.
fucking done. It's
Yeah.
rich, it's heavy. Detroit style's not bad, but there's nothing like a good New York City slice.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that. I like that. I like that when you,
All right.
just
Whisk.
whisk. Yeah.
Another one too. My grandfather, every ice cream was seal test, even though they stopped making ice cream in the 80s.
Why? Every Chinese food for my dad's was chop suey.
Everything.
Everything.
Always chop suey.
You gonna go get us some chop suey? I'm like, I don't think I've ever had chop suey in my life.
Yeah. This isn't even on the menu.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yet.
Oh, so what would be the pre-baby boomers? That would be like the World War II era. Oh, well, because my father would be a baby boomer, so it'd be my grandparents' generation. That generation, Eng's has the best Chinese food.
Yeah.
Eng's is fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. But that's how they
grew up with it. That was their Chinese, so.
Yeah, like
I didn't like Eng's because as soon as it got cold, number one, they used a shit ton of MSG, so I had a headache. And number two, as soon as it got cold, it turned to like gelatin.
Yeah.
It was like it looked like a Jello mold in the container.
Yeah, disgusting.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Doesn't reheat well.
I bet you the more you think about this and people that are listening, what do your parents call something like, like dish soap? It could be Dawn, it could be Palmolive, it could, but they always say, "Oh, use some Dawn, use the Dawn," and even if it's not Dawn, you know what I'm saying?
Right. If you put a bandage on your finger,
they'll say use a Band-Aid.
Use a Band-Aid. That's a brand.
A Q-tip.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Or some people wash their clothes.
Wash them?
Yeah, they wash them.
Dirtbag.
Oh, shit.
All right. Did you, is that it for your thing there?
Yep.
All right. Did you have rabbit hole this week?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So let me. All right. This week's rabbit hole. Carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
Big on carpet cleaning.
Again, huh?
Again. It was one that came out of like a disco, like kind of colors.
Okay, so like it would be under a disco ball, the black lights and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it was black when it came. It was blacker than our new carpet, and it came out, and the thing was like every color but black.
Jesus.
Yellow, purple, blue, green, and vibrant, and it had like a blue trim to it, and I'm like, you would have never saw that, but all these times of watching it, right? You know how they scrape it off and then they right, and they usually air it. I saw them roll it and put it in this roller dryer.
Yes, and it shakes the shit out of it.
And it and then all the water leaks out of the bottom of it. Like it must have some kind of thing in there.
It must oscillate.
It has like a tube and it just
blows from the inside out.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
That was pretty awesome.
Now, if you've ever seen, I don't know if it's a specific group that does the videos. One of the machines is called Dirt Reynolds. It has a little tag on the front that says Dirt Reynolds. And then there's R2 Clean 2 is the one that actually puts the cleaning stuff on the solution on the thing. Because some of them will use the
sprayer.
Yeah. Some will use this rolling machine that drops like a thick white powder.
Yep.
And then you got the guy that uses the fucking can.
Yeah.
Like the flower pot can.
Yeah. That's the guy I watch.
Yeah.
The flower pot can. Then it's usually with a tough brush. Then he uses like the buffer pad kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then he comes back and brushes it different ways.
Yeah.
Then he comes back with like a square one that goes, like it almost looks like what they use for like putting driveways in.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
It vibrates like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when he does, I like when he does the can because at the end he does a little swirl in the middle. Yep.
Yep.
It like a can, like almost like a Tupperware lid.
Yeah. Yep. Second was war stories. I'm on that side of TikTok. A lot of people talking about their time in there and the things they faced and a lot of these things these guys go through. And after seeing a lot of this stuff, how much they still need adrenaline. and that's what causes a lot of their problems.
Right.
Because, and I'm sure like WWE wrestlers,
Pro
you're getting
athletes.
that pop that's so high
Right.
that once it's gone, like you're always chasing it again.
It becomes a chemical imbalance in the brain because that adrenaline dump
Right.
for so long, either it like nothing else can get it up to that point.
No.
I hate to make the comparison, but from people that use drugs, the first time they've used heroin or smoked crack, they say they're always chasing that initial high.
Well, that cherry high they call it, right?
And and it's the same thing. They're chasing that high the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And unless you're in that situation, you can't get that.
Well, it's probably like the first time you got laid.
Right.
Your hearing's out. You're like, yeah, you got tinnitus. You're sweating. You're all hot. You think you're hallucinating. Oh my God,
it's real.
I'm gonna die.
Something came out.
I think I'm gonna die right here. And then you chase it the rest of your life.
Yes, you do.
Fails. A bunch of
epic
fails. Just epic fails.
That one I showed you
last night with the lady's leg getting stuck in her. Those. I watched a bunch of those this week.
That was bad though.
I saw a guy. They put a chain between two cars, like they were going to tow it. And they pulled it, and whatever, this idiot stepped over the thing, like, I'm just going to step over the chain as and it pulled tight, and it flipped him. And as it flipped him, he lands like head first on the concrete, and the car goes right over his head.
Oh.
And he gets up, and he's like, I mean, like more like over the tip of his head, but like 6 more inches. He's dead. That's like over your face, and you're done.
Like the idiot last night that did the backflip into the road, stumbled, fell, and got waffled
by the car. Yeah. So fails. I watch a lot of those. And then Ian Bagg Comedian. If you watch it, it's IANBAGG Comedian on TikTok.
Yeah.
He is so fucking funny, bro. Kind of an ugly guy. He's got a little cracked tooth here. And he says some really outlandish shit, but he's funny as hell.
That's awesome.
Funny as hell. You have to check him out. And then the other one is Hey, HEYIMGOJO. Hey, I'm Gojo. He has a song called Mrs. Hollywood. It's just kind of like, I just stumbled across it. He was like playing a song. He's like, anybody want to do a guitar solo with me? The winner gets $50.
I've seen this guy.
And then this girl comes out and blows away a guy who was playing really good, but his song is super popular, and it's actually kind of catchy. So they were my rabbit holes for the week.
Okay. This wasn't rabbit holes. One I've seen. It goes along with yours. A kid who's got, I want to say he's Southern, and he walks up to the random girls, and he's like, hey, do you mind if I play you a song?
Oh, I see him all the time, too.
Yo, panty dropper.
Yeah. Like, decent looking kid.
Yeah, and the girl named like an obscure, like a not to say SoundCloud, but like you can buy his album on Apple for $1.
Yep.
And the dude knew the music and played it, and the girl was like, she like broke down a little bit, and he's like, hey, you want to have lunch? She's like, absolutely.
Yeah, and he's in Nashville area.
Yes.
Yeah.
The kid's
smoke
awesome.
shows everywhere. For that kid. Yep.
So my rabbit holes for the week, every night going to bed has been Elvis impersonators. I'll call them Elvis tribute artists, which they want to be called.
Yep.
Dwight Eisenhower, who to me sound wise is the closest by far.
Yep.
Bill Cherry, James Crook, who went to school with BGS. Dean Z, Sean Clush, who was multiple time Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist winner. Cody Ray Slaughter, who played Elvis on Broadway in the $1 Million Quartet. And Diogo Light, who has a different sound. It's not exactly Elvis, but his mannerisms, his facials, down pat.
Nice.
Dontrell Willis and Tim Lincecum. I found a couple short 20 to 40 minute
That's obviously
movies.
Not Elvis.
Not Elvis. No, yeah. Moving on to other ones. Dontrell Willis, Tim Lincecum, like 20 to 40 minute movie, short stories on their careers.
Lincecum was like 5'9".
Yeah.
Tiny guy, but he was some player.
Lincecum.
2-time Cy Young?
Yeah. Even when his career went south, he found like...
Didn't he come back and win a Cy Young, though?
He came back and won 15 games once, and he threw a no-hitter.
Oh, that's what it was.
But for that brief 4 year or 5 year period, he was like
Untouchable.
And they said his mechanics, they worked for him, but when they went, they were going to go quick because he was only 5'9".
I would assume Dontrell Willis was very similar.
Yes,
It was that arm whip.
That arm
and
whip.
Once it went, it went.
Yep. Once he couldn't consistently get that arm slot, he was going to lose control, and that's exactly what happened. But what was more interesting with Willis was he had forgot how good of a batter he was. He had like more RBIs and walks than any other pitcher in major leagues over the course of 3 years. He had like 15 or 20 homers. Guy was an outstanding athlete all around, but he had one down year with Florida. They traded him to Detroit, I believe, and that was...
I was going to say Detroit or Seattle.
Yeah, and that was the end of Dontrell. And then the last one is the guy's name is The Ant Ortiz. He takes MLB The Show, and he retools organizations. Like if you've ever got you play now. He goes on, he analyzes their drafts, and he actually goes through the franchise mode, hires the scouts that he's supposed to, and rebuilds franchises through the draft and through trades.
Right.
And how fast can I turn the Pirates into a World Series winner?
Right.
Or he's done stuff where he deletes the top 100 players and then builds teams with what's left.
Right.
And the same thing. It's cool. It's a cool concept. He's been doing it for the last 3 versions of the game. And yeah, it's cool to watch. It's cool.
Right, because, I mean, that's the only way you get some of this stuff done.
Right. If you're like a stat head like I am,
right.
If you were ever into like say fantasy or back in the day with Stratomatic, it's kind of the same thing, but you're doing it on the game, and it adds such a good replay value to the game.
Right.
So that's it. My short list.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, a nice, quick, easy episode. Things flowed nicely. It's nice. I don't know. Me personally, I feel it's just things flow so much better here.
Yeah.
Like your brain's just clearer.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about Prestone. You don't have to worry about Cheech and Chong. You don't have to space.
Yeah.
And I think I'm return definitely a lot. At least
you look great there. So
yeah. So I think it's better. I think we're moving in the right direction. We got some things coming up.
Yep.
Unfortunately, work commitments cost us an interview last week.
Right.
So that probably won't be for another week.
Right.
But
it's a lot.
Getting into the baseball thing, I think we're gonna have another political race person coming in with the district attorney, somebody running for district attorney.
Good buddy, very good buddy.
I think you'll see some of that. I'd like to see maybe the varsity baseball coach come on, talk to him tonight. One night, kind of where the program is, where it's going, that kind of thing. Just kind of bringing it more back local a little bit for some of this stuff, which is nice.
And again, it goes back to what you said a long time ago. It doesn't have to be a nationally known person to be a good interview.
Right.
You get some really good stories out of anybody.
Yeah.
So
and that's the big thing. Like, we are so far behind in one aspect of what we wanted. We wanted 12 interviews. We wanted one interview a month. We're 4 months in. We got 0.
Right. But I think we're going to play catch up fast.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But that's a lot of people don't understand. When you're trying to balance a career and a show that's growing at the rate it's growing,
right,
it's hard because you're trying to find the time.
Right. And have a family and family life.
Right.
It does. It makes it tough.
So, you hope that you pan these out. Like last year was easier because we shared a day off.
Right.
Now we don't.
Right.
So, you have these problems.
I almost think, and I thought about this, us working the same hours we do now too. I thought it was going to be a help. It's almost been a detriment.
It has.
Which we both thought it was going to be a good idea.
Right.
But because of situations that we can't control.
Yeah.
So.
Right. We can't just say, hey, on Wednesday we're good.
Right, because we don't know. It
doesn't work.
We don't know.
Right. But, so that's why we try to get them out as early as possible for the next week.
Right. And I like ideas we have for future. Like, listen, it's an industry thing to where listen, you're going on vacation. We're gonna have to can an episode, put one in
Right.
the can, and have it to release.
We've done it before.
We have.
We've done it where
All shows
I
do.
set it up. We did it like 2 weeks out.
Yep.
I went away. Now we're gonna have to figure out England because I'm gonna be gone for a month,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and we can't do a whole month or no month.
Right,
None for a
right.
month. So
I would honestly, maybe Summer can figure out the logistics, or while you're over there, maybe if you can get it figured out in the first couple days you're there. I would love to be able to go live with you while you're there once.
yeah, I don't think that will be a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we could definitely get that
Yeah.
accomplished because it's really just the internet
Right.
through that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna deal with my phone over there for a month. The whole bit.
You go right to T-Mobile and tell them you're going to be traveling abroad, and they will give you a global SIM card.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I'm good. You good?
I'm good, man.
Yeah. This was a fun episode. Nice
Yeah.
and quick.
Absolutely.
Burn through it. Happy. Everything's going the right direction. Soon enough, we'll have TCB with HW3.
Yes, sir.
Can't
It's
wait.
coming. Me neither.
All right, buddy. Take us
All
home.
right. From the 24 Cross Studio, this has been the Outlaw Blitz podcast. For GMAC, this is Winnie. And as always, take it easy.